If you're still struggling to understand primary, secondary, and tertiary modes of prevention in nursing school, then you need to watch this video. Come on, let's talk about it. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you've forgotten who I am, my name is Onyechi and I'm a family nurse practitioner with Nurse Human. So today we're going to discuss primary, secondary, and tertiary prevention that you need to know for nursing school. And it's such an important topic because a lot of questions come up on this under your fundamentals exam, so you definitely want to know these. Before we begin the video though, it's good for you to go ahead and subscribe to my channel and also make sure that you hit that notification button so that you get notified whenever a new video is up. Also, like this video and share with other nursing students that you feel might benefit from it. So when I think of primary prevention, I think of the word prior, and that's because primary prevention is what you do before the patient has an illness. So we're doing things to prevent. So primary, P for primary, P for prevent, P for prior. We're doing things to prevent the patient from actually getting sick. So we're advising the patient to exercise, to eat healthy. We're giving vaccinations because we want to prevent a disease process from happening. So when you think of primary prevention, think of things that we are doing to prevent a disease process. And that's how you're going to remember it during your next exam. Secondary prevention. When you think secondary prevention, think screening. We're screening for potentials of getting a disease process. So what are we doing? We're doing CT scans, we're doing MRIs. When the patient comes to the clinic, we're checking their BMI, we're checking their blood pressure. These are all things that we do in order to screen to see if the patient is at risk for a disease process. So when you think secondary prevention, think screening. Anything that sounds like a screening to you and you see it on your exam and it's a type of screening is a secondary form of prevention. Finally, tertiary. When I think tertiary, I think tolerate. We are doing things to help a patient who already has a disease process to tolerate their condition a little bit easier. Now, we already know if a patient has a disease process, depending on what type it may be a little bit more difficult to live with it. For some, it may not be something that's too complicated. But the big thing here is we are giving them the tools to help them to tolerate that condition a little bit easier. So what does this look like? We're encouraging patients who have congestive heart failure to go for those CHF classes where they teach them the proper education about how to live with CHF. We're telling patients who have cardiac issues to go for their cardiac wellness checks frequently because we want them to know how to better tolerate their condition. So let's go through a typical case study so that through each one you can identify which one is the primary, which one is the secondary, and which one is the tertiary mode of prevention. Now, Mrs. B is a 45-year-old female, and she comes in to see the doctor for a wellness visit. During this visit, the doctor deems Mrs. B to be in very good health, but he advises her to go home and make sure that she exercises regularly and she eats good nutritious foods to keep her in continued good health. Mrs. B thanks the doctor and she leaves. Now we can identify from that first one that the primary mode of prevention there is exercise and good diet. So that's a primary prevention because we're trying to prevent her prior to an illness. We're preventing her from getting any kind of illnesses. That's why the doctor told her, go home, eat well, make sure that you exercise to prevent you from getting a disease process. Now, 3 years down the line, Mrs. B returns to the doctor's office for another wellness visit, And at this time, the doctor checks all of her vital signs. He also measures her BMI, and he notices that based on her BMI, she is considered at this time obese. And the doctor is very worried about that. So he tells Mrs. B, based on your BMI, I'm very concerned about your weight. I feel like the weight that you have accumulated now puts you at risk for heart disease. I really want you to go home and really practice getting exercises in and eating nutritious foods, a balanced diet that is low in sodium and good in vitamins and minerals that are good for your body. Now, if we identify the secondary prevention method here in this case study, it would be the BMI screening. Through the BMI screening, the doctor was able to determine that Mrs. B is at increased risk for a disease process. So remember, secondary screening. Okay, so 3 years down the line, many things have occurred. Mrs. B now has heart disease, and so she has been learning how to live with heart disease. She comes back for a wellness visit with the doctor. The doctor checks on Mrs. B. Hey, Mrs. B, how are you doing? She tells him that she is doing her best. She's living with heart disease, but she's making sure to keep up on her exercises and trying to eat things that help her body to feel better. So the doctor tells her to not forget about going for her cardiac rehab classes, which teach her a lot of things about her heart, and most importantly, helps to improve her cardiac health and keep her from having her disease process get even worse than it is right now. So we know that tertiary means tolerate. So the big tertiary prevention in this case study is cardiac rehab. Going for cardiac rehab, Mrs. B is able to maintain her disease process in a good place so that it doesn't progress and become worse than it currently is. So I hope that this helps you to put things into perspective. Primary, prior. Secondary, screening. Tertiary, tolerate. Let me know in the comments section how you remember yours, because I have heard so many people come up with their own way of remembering things in nursing school, and I am always happy about hearing different perspectives so that we can all learn from each other and teach each other along the way. I'm always open to learning, and I love to hear from other people because you'll be amazed at things that people have come with to be able to remember some of these things in nursing school. It amazes me and excites me at the same time. All right, so that's the end of this video. If you have any questions, make sure that you leave them in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification button. Most especially, please like the videos and share it to those that you feel might benefit from it, because that's what helps me to continue making these videos. Until next time, make sure that your notification button is turned on. But thank you for staying till the end of the video, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.